Hello everyone, welcome back to Sai Homeschool. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Today's topic is very important. We will discuss all the question and answers from your chemical reactions and equations. This is very important as for your exam point of view. So if you see the textbook, after finishing one topic, everywhere you can see the questions. You just observe the questions from your textbook. Why should a magnesium ribbon be cleaned before burning in air? Magnesium metal is highly reactive. In stored condition, it reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. To remove this outer layer, we have to rub with a clean sandpaper. Then write a balanced chemical equations for the following. Hydrogen plus chlorine, it gives rise to here hydrogen chloride H2 plus Cl2 that gives rise to 2HCl. Then barium chloride plus aluminum sulfate. Barium sulfate plus aluminum chloride is your products. Ba3BaCl2 plus Al2SO4 thrice gives rise to 3BaSO4 plus 2Al2Cl3. That is balanced chemical equations you should write down. Then sodium hydroxide, sodium plus water, it gives rise to sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Write balanced chemical equation with state symbols for the following reaction. So they give just the word form. Solutions of barium chloride and sodium sulfate in water react to give insoluble barium sulfate and a solution of sodium chloride. So balanced chemical equations which state the symbols of required reactions, that is BaCl2 plus Na2SO4 that gives rise to BaSO4 plus 2NaCl. Then one more, it is NaOH plus HCl that gives rise to NaCl plus H2O. Then a solution of a substance X is used for whitewashing. Name the substance X. So where we had done one reaction that we saw that. So in that there is a calcium hydroxide. You will use it for a whitewashing. Means here X. Name the X. What is X is calcium hydroxide. Its formula is CaOH twice. With the reaction, the substance X is named above with water. So when how we will get it? So calcium oxide when reacts with water, we will get it a calcium hydroxide. Then next, why does the color of copper sulfate solution change when an iron nail is dipped in it? We already saw the one experiment, that is iron is more reactive than copper. So that when you dip a iron in a copper sulfate solution, what will happen? Iron displaces copper. Then give example of double displacement reaction other than a given activity. In your textbook activity 1.10, what they had given a example that you should not write, other than that you should give, that is potassium bromide when react with barium iodide, you will get a potassium iodide and barium bromide. Next question. Identify the substances that are oxidized and the substances that are reduced in the following. What? So you should write which is substances are going to get oxidized here. Sodium. It reacts with oxygen. You will get a Na2O. Means here sodium is oxidized because gets oxygen to form a sodium oxide. If you observe the reaction here, sodium when reacts with the oxygen, it will gain a oxygen and it will become a Na2O, means sodium oxide. Then one more equation CuO plus H2 gives rise to Cu plus H2O. Here what is happening? Oxidation or reduction. If you observe copper oxide, it is reduced to, see here, CuO. It will become Cu. That is reduced. So you should define, you should write down. Then which of the statements above reaction are incorrect? If you see that below are incorrect, you should not write correct. If you thought it is correct or incorrect, you should check. Lead oxide reacts with carbon. It will give lead plus CO2. Here what will happen? You should just see. Lead is when becoming here, it will loss of oxygen, no? Then if you come take a carbon, when it comes to the product side, it got a CO, means it is gain of oxygen. Here what they said, lead is getting reduced, lead is getting reduced, carbon dioxide is getting oxidized. No, here it is, see, carbon is getting oxidized when coming to the product. Lead oxide is getting reduced when it comes to the product side. So that incorrect answers here is A and B. This is the answer. First one, A and B are the correct. Then second question from your textbook. Fe2O3 plus Ai gives rise to silver oxide plus iron. If you see here, which reaction here it will be takes place? Combination reaction when Fe2O3, whether it will be double displacement reaction or maybe decomposition reaction or it is a displacement reaction. You should observe this here, only a displacement reaction. Here iron is going, sorry, silver is replaces a iron. That is displacement reaction. More reactive element displaces less reactive element. What happens when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to iron fillings? So hydrogen gas and iron chloride are produced. So we saw the experiment. When you take a iron, you should add hydrochloric acid into that. Hydrogen gas will be evolved. Chlorine gas and iron hydroxide are the, or it will be produced. You should tell whether no reaction takes place. Iron, salt and water is produced. If you see hydrogen gas when reacts with iron chloride, it will be, so iron, Fe is the iron. You should add hydrochloric acid into Fe. What will happen? Iron chloride plus H2 plus Cl2 you will get it. What is the balanced chemical equation? Why should chemical equations to be balanced? Why we should balance? Balanced chemical equation is total mass of the element present in the products of a chemical reaction as to be equal to the total mass of the elements present in the reactants. In other words, we can say number of atoms present in the each element of a reactant side and product side should be equal. We must balance the chemical equation, otherwise it will not be, it will not satisfy with law of conservation of energy, means otherwise it becomes skeletal. Next, translate the following statements into chemical equations and balance them. They just give in a word form. You should write down the chemical equations. H2 plus N2 that gives rise to NH3. H2S plus O2 gives rise to H2O plus SO2, means hydrogen sulfide. A gas burns in presence of air to give water and sulfur dioxide. Barium chloride reacts with aluminium sulfate to give aluminium chloride and precipitate of barium sulfate. So you just see the word form and you should write the chemical equation. After writing the chemical equation, you should balance the chemical equations. Then just ask you to balance the following chemical equations. You try to balance. If you have any doubts, you should comment on the comment box. Then question number 8. Write the balanced chemical equation for the following and identify the which of the type of chemical reaction it is. So again here they gave a word form. You should write in a chemical equations for those word forms and you should show which type of chemical reaction it is. So if it is potassium bromide when reacts with barium iodide, you will get a potassium iodide plus barium bromide. If you observe here what is happening here, so potassium replaces barium. Barium again it comes to attack with the bromide. Here it is mutual exchange means exchange of ions takes place. So it is a double displacement reaction. B it is ZnCO3. Zinc carbonate it gives rise to ZnO plus CO2. Here what happened is here single reactant gets breakdown into it, getting two or more products. Breakdown means it is get decomposed. What we'll call it as decomposition reaction. If you take a hydrogen and chlorine, you will get hydrogen chloride. It is combination two or more reactant combined to form a single product, that is combination reaction. Next it is magnesium when reacts with HCl you will get magnesium chloride plus H2 gas, that is magnesium replaces a hydrogen here, that is displacement reaction. Then same thing. So write the balanced chemical equations for the following reaction. They give calcium hydroxide plus CO2 gives rise to calcium carbonate and H2O. So that beside the types of chemical reactions are very important. Most of the questions they will ask you to write chemical equations. They will give word form. Then they asked you to balance the chemical equation. Then they asked you explain any two types of chemical reactions with examples like that. They will ask. Then they will give the chemical equation. They asked you to find which type of chemical reaction it is like that. Many questions will be arised from this chemical reactions and types of chemical reactions. What do you mean by exothermic and endothermic reaction? These reactions also come under in the type of chemical reactions, no? So that the types of chemical reactions are very important as per your exam purpose. So if you see the exothermic and endothermic, as we studied last classes, what is exothermic? While reaction takes place, reactions in which heat is released along with the products by formation of products, that is exothermic reaction. Exo means outside, it will be released heat outside. Then endothermic reactions which is absorbed heat to takes place. Reaction means carbon dioxide and H2O it gives rise to glucose plus O2 gas, that is exothermic and endothermic reactions. Then why is respiration considered as an exothermic reaction? As we know that exothermic reactions will be takes place by liberating a heat. So here heat is or energy will be liberated. If you eat a food, if you take a food, during digestion, the complex molecules of food break down into a simple molecule such as glucose. When this glucose combines with the oxygen in the cells, it provides a energy that is called, so that these respiration reactions will be called as exothermic reaction. Why are decomposition reaction called opposite to the combination reaction? You just know decomposition and combination reaction. Name itself indicate decomposition is breakdown. Combination is combining. So if you take one reaction and that what will happen, one single reactant will get breakdown into a two or more products, that is decomposition reaction. Same, the products what we are getting, you take it to the reactant side and you just combine two or more reactant, you will get a single product, that is called, both are opposite to each other. Then write one equation for each decomposition reaction where energy is supplied in the form of heat, light and electricity. We already know that decomposition simply it should not be breakdown. We should use either maybe heat or maybe light or maybe electricity. We studied all the three types of decomposition reaction. First it is thermal decomposition, then photochemical reaction, then by using light, that is electrolysis. So these thermal decomposition in presence of heat, photochemical decomposition reactions takes place by heat, then electrolysis takes place by using electricity. With examples, you should write all the types of decomposition reaction. How energy will be, three types of energy will be used in the decomposition reaction. What is the difference between displacement and double displacement reaction? In displacement reaction, more reactive element just displaces a less reactive element from the compound. One example I will take here. A plus Bx. A is more reactive than B. Then A displaces B. In double displacement reaction is two atoms or group of atoms which places to form a new compounds. Means here mu exchange of ions will be takes place. B and A will be replaces C. C it will comes replaces A. So examples displacement reaction and double displacement reaction. Then in the refining of silver, recovery of silver from silver nitrate solution displaced by copper metal. Write down the reaction. Means silver nitrate AgNO3 plus Cu. It gives rise to how the copper displaces a silver here. Then it will become a copper nitrate and silver it will be Ag will be separated. Then what is precipitation reaction? Explain with example. Any reaction that produces a precipitate can be called a precipitation reaction. Means the precipitate which should not be soluble in the solution. If you take Na2SO4 plus BaCl2, it gives rise to BaSO4 plus 2NaCl. In this reaction, barium chloride obtained as a precipitate means it is white precipitate. It is not soluble in the solution, so that the BaSO4 is called precipitate. Then explain the following terms is whether it is gain of oxygen and loss of oxygen. Means oxidation means addition of oxygen. If here it is Cu, when you should reacts with oxygen, it will get oxygen and it will become a CuO as a product. CuO and H2 it will become Cu plus H2O. In this equation, CuO is, if you come to the product side, it is reduced oxygen means H2O is gaining oxygen. Then coming to the next reduction is the loss of oxygen CO2 plus H2O. It will be what is happening here, CO2 reduces into a CO. Then here CuO reduces oxygen and it will become a Cu. Why do we, next question, why do we apply paint on iron articles? So we already know that if we bring iron articles, if we keep some time outside or few days outside, what will happen? It reacts with the moisture, then it will change its color, means it will become rust. To prevent the rusting, we should paint the iron articles. Then oil and fat containing food items are flushed with nitrogen. Why? We already know that oil and fat containing food items, if we expose into the air, it will change its taste and smell and it will get spoiled. So that to avoid rancidity, we should flush with the nitrogen gas. So one of the most important antioxidant is nitrogen. To avoid oxidation, we should add antioxidants. So nitrogen provides inert atmosphere for them, means it will not react with the oxygen. Then explain the following terms. One it is corrosion and one it is rancidity. When a metal attacked by the substances around it, such as moisture, acids, and it gets corroded, this process, what is happening if you take any metal, when it you expose into the atmosphere, it will get rust or it will get corrode. That process, what it will takes place, that is called corrosion. Rancidity is fat and oil containing food products made from fats will be oxidized and it will become rancid, means it will change its taste and smell, that is called rancidity. To prevent this rancidity, we should add antioxidants. So if you add antioxidants, we can avoid rancidity. One example, if you observe the chips, it containing the gas, that is called nitrogen gas, to avoid the rancidity. Final question. A shiny brown colored element X on heating air becomes black in on eating in presence of, if you take any atom X that it will eat in presence of air, it will turns black in color. Name the X. That is, X is copper. When copper will heat in presence of air, it will become a copper oxide. That is, copper will be black in color. The compound formed is shiny brown color, that is copper oxide. So these are the important question as per your exam. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel. That is Sai Homeschool.